Hello, I'm Dwaine from InnerBalanceHypnotherapy.com, and I have another interview for you, an interview with Scott and Jodine, and they're a married couple that came through and took the training as well, and they have offered to, of course, describe to you what the Hartman approach is like. And as the creator of the Hartman approach, I have designed a different style of hypnotherapy that is fitting for the times. It's about raising vibration. It's about bringing people back into their sovereign nature. And in that, they can heal themselves and they can do their own work. And so it's a very interesting style of therapy to assist people to come into their own power. And within their own power, they can do things. And we do a lot of other things as well. We also help people to transform their lives in whatever way they want to. But it's them doing the work. That's the prime focus, is getting people themselves to do their own work and step into the source energy themselves. Because when they do that, then they always have the tools to use to continue that work for themselves. So let's get on with the interview with Scott and Jodine.
I'm Jodine, and I just finished my hypnotherapy through the Hartman approach, and it was amazing.
Scott Poirier, and I finished hypnotherapy through the Hartman approach. And yeah, what can I say? It was a wonderful experience.
Now, both of you came through as a couple, as a married couple.
Yes.
You know, so you both came together. How did you find that experience coming through the course?
I think it was a little different to start because you have to work on your own stuff. So it was kind of neat working on our individual issues with each other. So it was a little different.
I loved it because we just got a better understanding of each other.
Yeah.
Better understanding of ourselves, but also a better understanding with the other person, and more compassion towards the situation where the other perspective, where the other person was coming from and how they were feeling.
Right.
It just gave you a different way of looking at it, and we just felt more compassion, and then you start to own your own, what contributed to the situation and how you see things, and I just found it came to have a mutual respect for each other and for each other's feelings.
Yeah. Neat.
Yeah, that was how I felt. So.
Yeah, it was great. We went through a lot together. We communicate differently now. Just we're able to not take things personally, whereas we used to.
Take things really personally.
Yeah. Get kind of almost offended, I guess, by each other's statements, and I mean, realizing that we weren't doing it to hurt each other. We were each just taking it our own way, and through being able to communicate better and realizing where the issues were coming from, we were worked out well. We were able to
get back from it.
Yeah, so we communicated at a different level now when we started, for sure.
Yeah. And you, after taking the course, what's really stuck with you as far as, your own personal experience, your own personal growth, and also what's going to assist you in helping other people come to a nicer place in them?
Myself, I think, just having to go through it on your own, it gives me more compassion. I look at people now and understand that, it doesn't matter. That's their journey, and Less judgment. I don't look at them with judgment anymore. Almost.
Yeah.
And it opens up the big picture.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just seeing how things work now. Just how people interact with each other, and I don't know. And what I really, really enjoyed is the fact that you introduced me to my higher self.
Uh-huh. Yes.
And now, just having that trust.
Yeah.
Within me, which I really lacked when we first started. I didn't have that trust in myself. So now that I have a really good relationship with my higher self, I'm trusting now. And I'm trusting in my own abilities and my own feelings and my own thoughts. So that was huge for me.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Cool. Good. My goal is to help people come into their own relationship, their own sovereign relationship with Source. Do you feel that the course has met that goal?
Oh, above expectations, above and beyond expectations in regards to your connection with Source.
Right.
It's just opened up a whole other level of that for me, for sure.
Yeah, I find your connection just becomes stronger. Work with it, and able to grow spiritually without the hang-ups anymore.
Yeah.
The course has allowed me to drop a lot of my past beliefs. And, the critic. Without having the critic, life is different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Calmer, more enjoyable.
Yeah.
And, I can sit still and be with myself without having to, or feeling like I have to get something done.
Yeah.
I'm getting something done, and that's something good.
In working with the course, there's a reason why we don't have structure in the course, right? And it's because we want to be able to move to right brain. And now, I know in the beginning, Scott, there was just a little bit of about the structure part of it, but then what happened?
I love that.
Yeah, the structure part.
Yeah, or the lack of. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great.
It's kind of a double-edged sword because I don't like structure.
Yeah.
My personality doesn't like structure, but I also like to know what the end result is, and then I can fill in the space on my own as going through it. So I like to see the end results, and without seeing the end result, it was a journey. You just have to almost step off the cliff and see what happens, right?
Yeah.
I like to stop before I hit the bottom, or am I going to hit the bottom? So.
Yeah.
Do you think that was helpful?
Yeah, I think obviously lots of fears are released by being able to take that step.
Yeah.
And know what's going to happen.
Right.
So,
yeah.
So you can look out in your life with less judgment.
Yeah. And you and yourself, Jodine, you were pretty okay with it.
Oh yeah.
Going that way.
Okay with it. I loved it. I loved each month having something new unfold and watching it start coming together. And then when it started to come together, it was like it kind of giggled inside and said, "Oh, I get it. I get it."
Yeah.
And little light bulbs started going off, and it just made me more excited each month that came, like, am I going to learn this month that's going to, you know, match with the month before and put it together? What else am I going to have in my toolbox?
Yeah. Yes.
That I can work with, and I love it.
Good.
I love that part of it. Yeah.
So, and it's neat that we noticed when we were driving there, because we lived a bit out of town, but it was neat that some days, because you do so much work on yourself, some days we didn't know what we wanted to work on that day. And it just always worked out right. No matter whether it was something we wanted to work on, whatever needed to come out, came out. Which is the power of the higher self, and it makes you realize that you're not in control of the situation.
Yes.
Just on how you deal with it.
Something is, but and it's still you, but yet it's much bigger.
Yes. So I mean, you might go in wanting to work on one thing and end up down a totally different avenue because you're not ready to work on that yet.
Yeah.
So something more important that needs to be worked on today.
And it's amazing how it just unfolds like that in sessions too.
Yeah.
Where a person may be coming in for this, but then you just sit in that midbrain place with them and talk with them a little bit, and the next thing you know, here comes the roots, here comes the very core of it. Right? And so you need to work on that because it's popped up.
Yeah.
Right? And then, yeah. It's like it naturally just unfolds.
Yes.
Yeah.
It does. It was so neat.
Yeah.
So, and I remember the first time we came to see you.
Uh-huh.
And you'd asked us the question, what we thought of hypnotherapy. And, I was like, I can't be hypnotized. I remember saying that to you. I can't be hypnotized without working. So we chatted, and then you said that, well, we do it with eyes open. And I thought that was the best. Okay, let's try this. And when we did that, and when you brought me down, I remember I had a big smile on my face because I remembered how it felt and how everything looked at that moment. And I just smiled to myself and I thought, this is hilarious. I know exactly what's going on. And I think when I went home, I think I even sent you a message stating, I know what you're doing, and I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
It just was really cool.
So it's,
and I was aware of what was happening and what you were doing, and the level of healing that you were doing for people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
Okay.
If somebody was considering taking this course, what would you say to them?
Yeah. Don't hesitate.
Yeah, life-changing, for
It
sure.
is life-changing.
You have no choice but to deal with your issues to go through the course. And by doing so, it makes you in a better position to help other people when you're done.
Well, how can you help anybody if you don't know? How can you go out there and help somebody if you don't know the process and you don't know exactly what it is that they're going to be going through or feeling or whatever, because you've experienced it. Mm-hmm. And there's no judgment, and there's a lot of, you just feel compassion for them and you work through it, and it's a beautiful thing to empower somebody else.
Yeah.
Who they are.
Yeah.
To accept who they are.
And even the next level, going through as a couple, was amazing for us.
Just for couples in general.
Yeah, we're able to communicate better. Just we don't have the hang-ups we had before we started. Just life is easier. We're looking at things differently and even experiencing things differently.
Even things that come up in our life, we're able to, instead of argue or fight about things or whatever, we're able to step back and come together and really communicate on what's actually going on,
the core issues,
and be able to express it and talk about it without going through that feeling of it, of that. And even if we do, we're there to support each other and help each other through that.
Yeah.
I love
that. Which is a nice thing for the two of you too, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Prior, we both felt we were doing it on our own, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's all we knew.
Yeah. 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 So you feel more connected to Source, and how about to the greater part of your mind? Do you feel a closer relationship with that God within, Goddess within?
I feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel it. It feels like.
That's okay. And now I know what I didn't always listen to, say, the intuition, and now I know it's the greater than conscious mind, and it's easy to listen to.
Yeah.
Trust it.
And yeah, it's easy to trust as things unfold in your life. You know it's supposed to happen that way.
Yeah.
And the more connected we became, the easier they unfolded.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it kept you in check with your own thoughts.
Right. Right.
When things were really chaotic, I was able to step back and figure out, okay, what's going on here? Where are these thoughts coming from? And on an emotional level, it was huge for me. Because I'm incredibly sensitive, and I feel things very quickly and very deeply. So going through this course really allowed me to accept that side of myself and to be able to step back from it and be able to look at it for what it really is. Mm-hmm. And it helps.
There's something called societal hypnosis. And how do you feel now going through the course? Do you feel that you're out of that societal hypnosis?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The only thing that I find challenging is that you can see it. When you go out and you're interacting with others, you can see it. And it's hard not wanting to say something.
Yeah.
I'm able now just to be like, hey, that's okay. I was there.
Yeah.
So I just accept it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have an understanding that's just where they are.
Yeah.
And, when they're ready, they'll awaken too.
Yeah. And how does it feel to be out of that societal hypnosis?
Freeing.
Yeah.
Definitely freeing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was, I guess it made me understand societal hypnosis. Because I was always kind of different anyways. I looked at things differently, and it wasn't about the materialistic things. So I saw what people needed to make them feel good. I just didn't make the connection that it was TV, advertising, you name it. It's everywhere. Mm-hmm. So I kind of always saw people for who they were, and who played the societal hypnosis game, and kind of who didn't. So we were more on the side of the who didn't, but it made us more aware of how hypnotized people are.
Yeah.
Right.
To the brand names, the marketing, the routine, the school system.
Yeah.
Well, you just see how everybody worries about what everybody else is doing and how everybody else is thinking, if they're being judged or going through this now. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care what others, if they want to think that I'm crazy, whatever, I don't care anymore.
Yeah. And that's a great freedom, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
I used to worry, oh my gosh, so-and-so doesn't like me. Or, oh my goodness, so-and-so has this judgment, or thinks this way, or thinks that way of me. And knowing now that they're not true, I worry about it.
And you've been doing that since kindergarten?
Yes.
Grade 1. Worrying about what other people might think of you.
Yeah. Yeah. And now it makes me giggle. Now I can know about it.
Right.
And that's so freeing. Oh my goodness.
And easier to see in others once you've had to go through it yourself.
Yeah.
I have less judgment on myself now.
Yeah.
From going through the course. So when you're not judging yourself, it opens up the avenues to see what's going on with everybody else also. Definitely I have less judgment for everything. People, society, myself. It has to start with yourself.
Yeah.
To be able to have less elsewhere. Well, I guess, we said through the course lots, once you become aware, you can't become unaware.
Yeah, exactly.
So you start to catch yourself when you have that thought, oh, well, that wasn't very nice. That was kind of judgmental, I guess, right? And it starts, oh, I used to judge myself like that.
Yeah.
And you don't anymore. So if you don't judge yourself that way, you're not judging.
You don't worry about what other people are doing.
Right. That really is the core of it, isn't it?
Yeah, each to their own.
Yeah. Love and allow.
Yeah, love and allow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm different and I'm allowed to be different.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, you fit into yourself. And that matters. It doesn't matter what other people think and whatever other people believe, because everybody's got their own beliefs, and you can't change their thought patterns. So
unless they want to.
Unless they want to, yeah.
They want that.
Yeah.
So they're going to look at you however they look at you. So if you don't judge yourself, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah. It's more about them than it is about you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anymore, right? It gets to that point where and you can have compassion for them.
Oh,
yes.
For their judgment, yeah.
Yeah, always a different level, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So, do you have anything you'd like to say about it? About the course?
There's so much to say.
Yeah, where do you start? It was, an adventure. We notice after every session, class, so to speak, it was freeing, because the next session was something different and easier to go through. It was also, as a couple, it was easier to be compassionate for each other, understanding that we each were dealing with the core of issues that we each were dealing with.
Yeah.
It was neat to see how quick the release was on some of the, the core issues that we each knew either one had. Right?
Yeah.
We knew we had ourselves. To see how quick it released was.
Well, just have to realize how easy. People think that it's so difficult to heal yourself, but it's actually so easy. It is really easy. And the course is easy in that way that if you have any fears about learning something new or whatever, this was like, I found each month was just, it got easier and easier, and how easy it was to be able to release things when you make a choice. And when you make that choice, it goes. Yeah. And I love that.
And it really comes down to that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's the choice to let it go.
Yeah, it is a choice.
Yeah.
And if you're holding on to it, well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What do you do?
That's right, yeah.
If you make the choice, you make the choice. And it's easier to be able to step out of that than you think. So, love that.
So knowing all that you know now, and you're heading out to, you've already worked on some clients.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. And so you're going forward, and both of you got your business going already, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, and how are you finding it working with clients with these ideas, these concepts?
Oh, brilliantly.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just in conversation with people or with clients, and how they come to realizing things. Because some like to point the finger outward,
Yeah.
out everybody else, and want to bring them back into themselves, and they realize that they're the ones that are manifesting,
Yeah.
and they're the ones that are in control
Yeah.
of their lives. And you see the little light bulb moments, and they're like, oh, I get it. And it gives them, it empowers them to be able to change things within themselves and in the environment.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. It's yeah, I noticed that too. It's very empowering when because this is all about bringing people back to their own power, right?
Absolutely.
You could, now knowing the base theory of how hypnosis works in people, you can help people do anything they want to achieve, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's very sad. I went through a little bit of a mourning with myself. It was very sad for myself, for the things that I did to myself, and the critic, and how I held myself back due to fears. And I remember one session with you when I was really up in the air I was really upset about the world, the planet, everything, how mean people were. And something you said just completely made it stop for me when you said to me, you're afraid of your own power. And when you said that to me, it clicked. And I was like, oh my goodness. I've always been, yes, it was like hitting the nail on the head.
Uh-huh.
And when you explained to me about being able to accept all parts of yourself and bringing that together and loving those sides of yourself as well,
Yeah.
I'm able now to use that part, that empowerment within myself, but in a positive way, in a way that, okay, I'm able to control and handle things and do it in the right way.
Yeah.
Not have it be so chaotic.
Right. Yes.
What I'm saying, it's not so much chaos. I was able to bring it in and use it in a different way.
Right.
That was, now I'm more comfortable with myself in that part of it. So, if that makes sense.
Cool. You're cool with your own power.
I am.
Good. Good.
Yes.
I just like the language. You hear how people talk.
Yeah.
Yes.
How they talk about themselves, and language is really subtle to give them another way to look at things,
Yeah.
another way to believe things.
You would really appear to be a psychic to somebody,
Yeah.
knowing what you know about language now, hey?
Yeah.
Because you can tell exactly what they're manifesting, what's coming down the pike, everything just by listening to their words.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's exciting, actually.
And seeing how they process the words too.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And then you can make the subtle changes that they need to have to manifest what it is that they actually want and not what they don't want. Right?
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've witnessed that a few times with my clients, working with them with the hypnotherapy.
Yeah.
And for me, it's just so cool. I know it works, but when you see it
Yeah.
firsthand, you're like,
Just even in life,
yeah.
Yeah.
talking to people's different experience now.
Yeah.
Is you see where they're coming from, or you hear where they're coming from. Right?
Yeah. 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 And it doesn't take much to shift things, and they're experiencing something different. Right?
Yeah.
Because language is very tied to the belief system, right?
Yeah.
You know, and so when you even help them shift the language just by saying it back to them differently, it does something inside people.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Or
they
even
shift.
yourself, yeah. And even when you're with somebody and you drop into that space, into midbrain, and watching them follow you without them even realizing
Yeah.
they are, and it's just calm, and things start unfolding a lot better when you're in that state as well.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was originally taught how to shock people into that state and all kinds of different things in the beginning. And I just felt that there must be a different way to do it. Right? Because I didn't think, my own personal feeling, I just didn't think that leading somebody into a therapy session in shock is a good thing.
No.
Wouldn't think so.
Yeah, it puts me in control of it, and I don't want anything to do with controlling a person. I want them to control them, right?
Them to be in control of the situation.
Yeah.
In their own.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dwaine.
Thank you.
Really glad we met you.
Thank you for the experience.
Yeah, we're very grateful for meeting you and for this whole experience. Changed our lives.
Thank you. I'm very, very honored to have met both of you too. Right? And I know you're going to do well. Yeah. Yeah. So thank you, and we'll
teared up.
That's not much for me.
Yeah. And thank you very much for being on here too, and for sharing in this interview. It's the only way for people to really know what the course is about.
Exactly.
Absolutely, and I'm really glad that you're doing this, and I just hope more people will come to this too.
Yeah.
It's so important right now.
It is. It's important for us all to wake up into that source within and be that energy, eh?
Oh, it feels so good.
Yeah.
See reality.
Yeah.
The way it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Not for what we believed it was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You release those. It's a different world once you release your hang-ups.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And bye for now.
Bye for now.
Well, thank you for watching, and remember to drop by the site for course dates, and also you can come through in group or single, whatever you wish. And so when you come through as a single, you can choose times. Otherwise, group sessions will have them posted there. So take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.